First of all, this training is 100% free. You're going to learn to promote and automate your business online. You're going to learn to automate your lead generation. And you're also going to learn how to automate your sales processes. Best of all, there are no upsells here. Let me show you around. Visit our website at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, to join our live training. You can access all of our previous training here in the menu under All Replays. Click here to access the MAG 5 training webinars and resources. Click here to join our live Q&A Zoom meetings on Fridays. Click here to access each of the MAG 5 niche courses. And never miss a training again by texting the word live to this number here. Join the Builderall community of entrepreneurs here. And if you're not a member yet, that's okay. Click here to get access to all the Builderall tools and join the family. Now, let's build it with Builderall. Hey y'all, Bridget Bartlett here. I am the local business marketing, training, and support specialist with Builderall. And today I'm super excited about our live training because I am going to show you all about the booking calendar or the booking app that we have inside of Builderall and how you can customize it to look like this with all of your brand colors and everything. I've been playing around with this. We talked about in all of the challenges how to, last month we talked about how to create a coaching program, and this week we're actually doing, the MAG 5 is doing a challenge to show you how to create a course. So having a course is an excellent way to lead into private coaching. It's basically a lead magnet for private coaching because the coaching would be more expensive than the just the course, right? Because that's actually your time, and a course is a great way to kind of lead into that. So this is my booking calendar right now. I'm actually, I haven't launched this yet or anything, but due to high demand, people are asking me if I have some kind of like coaching thing. And so I'm just basically working through this process. And of course, when I tell you guys I do something for my business, I want to tell you how to do it as well. Okay. The beauty of learning new things is sharing it with other people. So that's why I absolutely love what I'm doing. So it looks like we have Jim here. Jim says, hi, Bridget. Hello, all on the live. Hello, Jim. Hey, Mark. Welcome. Anywhere that you're watching, if you want to click the link in the description of the video, you can join us on the broadcast page. You will just see a box on the page where you have to just type in your name so that we know who is here. And then as soon as you click send, then you'll get access to the page and you'll see all of the comments. Here is the actual page, just so you know what I'm saying. When you click there, you can just put your name here and then you'll get access to the live. And just so you know too, the only place that I monitor comments is on the broadcast page. So if you have questions or whatever, just know that I may not see them. So definitely click in on the link so that I can see your questions and answer them in real time. So let me move this over here so I can monitor that. And let's actually get into the nuts and bolts of this because I've done other trainings, when we first created the booking app or the booking calendar, and that was before we had the Zoom integration, and I wanted to show you how you can set all of this up to also have it integrate with your Google Calendar and Zoom. So the cool part about that is that when someone books an appointment with you, it automatically creates a Zoom link and a meeting in your Zoom account, and it will also automatically create an event in your Google Calendar, okay? So when it comes time for the meeting, you can either click the link in the Zoom calendar, you can click the link in your Zoom account, or you can actually come to the booking app and access the meeting there by just clicking start. So anyway, here is what mine looks like. I kind of like the black or the dark background. You can change the brand colors here. You can put your logo here. If you click here, it goes to the individual calendar. So you can either share the link for the actual calendar or just the specific event, okay? So why would you put multiple different calendars in the same place. And the cool part about doing that is, even though no one will have access to this main page, it basically allows you to make sure you don't have double booking. So you create groups. Okay, so rather than me starting to tell you all of that stuff, let's actually dive in here to the booking calendar, and let's kind of go through. Now I have this created so that I could show you guys. It's one thing to actually walk through and create something, but I want to show you practical applications for this. Okay, so first of all, to access the booking app, all you have to do is go to apps, and then you can click here to booking builder. Okay, so once you're here in the builder, you see that you actually have a dashboard here. This tells you how many calendars that you have, how many subscribers, and this is actually a new-ish feature. It's not been released yet, so this is actually a placeholder because we very soon are going to be having a super checkout integration. So instead of having two different steps, which we can do, we can set this up to where they have to purchase the appointment before they get access to your calendar. But we can set that up now through Super Checkout and then use a membership area. But they're actually creating a system so that you can do all of that checkout and everything inside the booking app. So that is coming, okay? And then once that is created, then you'll be able to track your income here in the dashboard. So you see here, it's pretty basic. I mean, there's not a lot of stuff going on here because I'm just creating this here for your benefit. You could click here to go to all of your calendars. So you'll see that I have this one calendar created, and if someone actually shared a calendar with me, I could toggle in between my calendars and the shared calendars. If you want to create a new calendar, you can click here to do that. This is cool too. You can look at your schedule here. So if you want to look at all of your pending or canceled or scheduled appointments, you could choose that. You can actually sort it by calendar, and you can sort it by hosts. Okay, so if this was for a local business client that I was creating, I would want to create a calendar for them, for their business. I would want to add their hosts. So if it was a beauty salon and I was creating the calendar, I would create one calendar. I would add all of their hosts, and I would just create groups within that calendar for each individual service. Okay, so that's kind of how you would set that up, and I'll go more into that here in just a second. You can add the hosts here. So like I said, if you had, Pam, Susie, and Jim were all stylists in that same salon, you would want to add all of them here so that when you go to build and schedule or build basically and set up the calendar, that you can select them for each service. Okay. You also have the integrations here. So you'll see that I already have some things connected to create a new integration. For example, to connect to your Google Calendar and your Zoom meetings. This is an important integration, obviously, if you want to connect those. So definitely do both. And it's just as simple as just logging in. You click here and then you put in, you choose your account. You guys know the drill. I'm sure by the time you've gotten to this point, you have done this probably 100 times trying to integrate something into whatever software you're using. Okay, so, and then of course we have this change log here. So if you want to know the latest updates or whatever for the booking calendar, or when something is going to be released, you can always check here to see that. And then of course, if you want to go to the back office. So let's actually go to my calendars now. And let's choose a calendar. Like I said, you can create a new one, but I want to show you basically an example of how you could set this up. So first, before I get into that, you could actually just toggle this off and on if let's say you no longer offer that service, or maybe it was for a client and they didn't pay this month, and so you want to deactivate it and say, hey, you didn't pay, you need to pay me. I mean, however you want to set that up, you could use that button there. You could click here to edit your calendar, which we're going to do in just a second. If you want to view it, you could just click here and it opens a window like we just did there. You can also embed the calendar. So if you want to, this is a new feature here too, that you can actually open your Cheetah website and automatically add that there as an element. There is an element called booking, and then you can just add that to your website and then choose which calendar you want it to be. However, if you're using another website or you'd rather use an iframe for some reason, first of all, the element is definitely the best option because it will just appear better on different devices. But if you wanted to embed this on a different website, or you just like to use the iframe for whatever reason, it's your choice, you can use this link here. You can also embed you can choose which one you want to embed. So in this particular calendar that I am creating, there are two different groups or two different calendars inside the calendar. Okay, so one of them is called one-time strategy, the other one is called digital marketing. So I can choose one of those, or I can choose both of those. Okay, like the main page I showed you where it had the two different calendars. Once you set this up, you just click copy, and then you can use that information and embed it into another website. So you can also click here to share your schedule if you want to email your schedule to someone. You can also click here to customize, and this is how you're going to choose. This is actually new too, so I'm really excited about this. You can actually choose the header background color. You can choose the main background color. You see I've already chosen mine here. You can choose a primary color, and it's cool too when you choose that primary color. You'll see it's orange. Because it's against a dark background, I wanted to choose a light one. So just another way, I'm always preaching to you guys about keeping the hex codes of your brand color palette. If you don't have a brand color palette, definitely click in the replay section and watch that video I did on how to choose a color palette for your business. That will definitely help you remain congruent across your brand. It really, even though you think, well, it's orange is orange, but that consistency and congruency really stands out and will make a difference in the professional look of your brand. You can also choose some other colors here. You can choose a predefined palette if you want. So basically different styles that you can choose from. And then once you've created all of that, you can just click save. So let me actually get out of here. And let's see. Now, if you want to view subscribers, you can actually do this here, but I'm going to go back because I don't want to violate anyone's privacy. And then you can see all the people who have booked an appointment within this calendar. Okay. And then, of course, if you want to delete, you can do that there. Now, let's actually, if you click here, you'll see that you get the link for the calendar, which is this link here. Okay. So let's dive into, actually, go back here. So let's click edit now and then dive into the actual creation process. Now you can customize this link a little bit. You can click here and then you'll see that you do have the option to customize this last part, but you can also go up here into your preferences and you can customize a few other things. So all the calendars are going to have this front part here, but you can change what it says here and then obviously the tail end of each calendar. So since my settings are the booking.builderall.com/C/ and then I have this, then any calendar that I choose, whatever I name it, is going to be after this / whatever. You can choose your currency, which is not really relevant right now, but it will be once they have the integration with Super Checkout. And then, of course, you have some notification settings here. You can choose your time zone. And, once we get into the nuts and bolts of the calendar, you can actually see that you can select to have the notifications sent to them according to their time zone. Okay, so that's really important too, because especially if you do business, outside your local area, area, you definitely want to make sure that when you say 2 p.m., it's the same 2 p.m. that they are thinking it is, right? So definitely want to make sure that you set your own time zone here. And then, of course, just whatever notifications you want to receive. You need to choose an email sender email. This is very important. So before you ever create your first calendar, make sure that you go to this section here and fill out this information, because this, whatever email you want to choose here, it has to be verified inside Mailing Boss. So again, if you don't know how to do that, check out the training in the knowledge base. You can access in the top of your dashboard right here, and then just type in like verify email, or just type in the word email and you should find that training there. So anyway, I wanted to use this email. I'm going to have it be sent by my name here. And then if they need to reply, I'm going to have them go to this email. So if you need to set up your email senders list in Mailing Boss, you can click here to do all that. And of course, once you've done all of that, you can click save. Okay, so now do that, like I said, before you ever create your first calendar, then you'll save yourself a few steps. All right, so let's go ahead and click here now. And so I showed you this. If you wanted to share this calendar, this entire calendar, you could copy this link here. That's just another method, the same as, you'll get the same link that we got here. And then if you want to view it again, same thing. Okay, so now here is the nuts and bolts. Okay, this is the main calendar, this is the settings for this whole calendar that I'm calling digital marketing coaching. Okay, I have different groups in this calendar, so it's basically like a sub calendar of the main calendar. That, if you can understand, that's what a group inside your calendar looks like, or what it actually is. So you're just going to put the title of your calendar, the logo of your business, and you can customize here. Again, that's just another place that you can customize. Here's where you want to choose the what you want to happen with the time zones. I always choose this. I don't know really why you would need to choose this, but again, I love that we have the capabilities, because I'm sure that there are some people who don't want a predefined time zone, and it's just great that we have the option. So I can't think of a reason, but I'm sure that other people have a reason, and that's why we put it here. So I like to let the users select their time zone. Okay, and then what do you want to happen after they have subscribed? So after they've booked an appointment, what do you want to happen? Do you want to have a success message, like a message that says, thank you for subscribing, or whatever? You can customize that as well. I think, yes, you can customize it, but it's very simple. You only get 255 characters. But if you choose this option here, you can actually redirect them to a URL. Okay, so after they have booked the appointment, where do you want them to go? If you want them to go to one of your Cheetah websites, instead of having the link, you could actually just connect it. So you can search here through all of your websites and choose which one you want them to go to. And then once they go to that website, you can actually even more define where you want them to go by choosing which page you want them to go to. Okay, so I've selected this page here and this website, but you could also send them to another a custom URL if you wanted to. So if you just had maybe another website or something like that, or maybe even an advertisement or something like that, or like an affiliate link, you could choose that option there. Okay, and then once you have all of those things selected, you can click save. So let's move down now to the scheduling section here, and here's where things get a little exciting. Okay, let me take a drink here. It's iced coffee. It's not really any of the good stuff. Okay, so I wanted to create this example here for you because I want you to think about groups and really understand groups, because I think that kind of confuses people a lot, like how you would set all of this up. That's why I wanted to give you an example instead of just building this all out. Okay. So inside of this digital marketing coaching program, there are several calendars that we need to have. Okay, so we have this one-time strategy session. So I'm going to give my my first group a title. So this is going to be the one-time session. Okay, I'm going to put a brief description here. What are we going to talk about? Blah blah blah. I need to choose the host. Okay. Now, obviously, for my business, I'm the only host. But if this was XYZ Salon, when I said where you enter your hosts over in this area here, it's going to come up here as a in the list. Okay. So I've already selected myself, so I'm not in the list, but you could even choose a new host to create it from here. So when you click here, it'll actually just take you back to this menu here. So however you want to set it up, that's how you want to select your host. So you could choose a different host for each group, and you could also choose multiple hosts inside the same group. Okay. So once you've selected all of the hosts that are going to, like for example, if this was for the entire Mag 5, I could create a host with each individual person, and then I could add us all here. So we would all be notified and part of this calendar. Okay. So that's really cool for local businesses to have that option. You can also choose a starting point. So how often do you want your appointments? Do you want them every 60 seconds? Do you want, or every 60 minutes? Do you want them every 20 minutes? So how often do you want your appointments to be scheduled, basically? I know that's kind of confusing. So how long are your sessions going to last? So right now I'm saying every 60 minutes, I want to have a new 1 hour session. Okay. So how many minutes or how much time do I want in between each session? So maybe if it will take me an hour to prepare for the next session, then I want to choose an hour here. But in this case, I'm just going to choose 15 minutes. So now here is where you want to choose your business hours. And then below, you want to choose your available dates. Okay, so in this calendar, what hours are you wanting the appointments to be booked in? Now, maybe you don't want, your entire business hours. Maybe you want just to have Monday and Tuesday blocked off for meetings, and then you have Wednesday and Thursday, and these times here for just the one-time strategy sessions. You could choose that too. So lots of customization there. I hope that makes sense the way that I explained that to you. So these appointments, not so much your business hours, but definitely within this calendar, within this digital marketing coaching calendar that I've created, what hours do I want to allot for these appointments, okay, in all the groups. So keep that in mind. Also, you can choose the available dates here. So let's say it was a seasonal business I'm building this calendar for, or let's say it's just my business and I'm like, you know what, I really love Christmas and I don't want to work at all the month of December. Or maybe my family goes on a vacation the second week of September every year, and maybe I want to block that off. Or maybe Linda from the salon, she needs, well, I don't know, that would be a bad example actually, but maybe the salon closes down for a week or something like that. You can go ahead and predefine the available dates here, okay? So you can choose how many sessions do you want the person booking this to be able to book. For this particular group, I only want one session because as you see up here, the title is one-time strategy session. So I don't want them to be able to book 4 sessions. So I want to limit it to 1, okay? So how long is this going to be available? Okay, so is it only, until a certain day, or is it rolling days, like a rolling schedule? I'm just going to say indefinitely, so there's not going to be an end to this schedule. Now, how this is a really important part. How much advance notice do I want to have of this appointment? Okay. Now, if you choose without minimum, a cadence, I think is what that's supposed to say, you can, it will actually, like, let's say right now it's almost 3 o'clock maybe. So if I had 3 o'clock on my schedule and someone came in at, 2:55 p.m., they could actually book an appointment for 3 p.m. as long as it was within the, the standard guidelines that I have put here. Okay. But basically this means like I don't need any notice. They could book it, without any notice at all. You could also select if you just don't want them to be able to book the same day. So if you don't want same day appointments, you need to have this. But you could also select if you don't want to allow them to book the same day or even the next day. And then you could also choose different days, hours, and minutes here. Here, you can block specific dates that you don't want them to be able to book. Like, let's say, again, you're going on vacation, there's a specific date or whatever, you want to block that date. So you can also have some advanced configurations here. So let's go down. You can have it set up so that it approves them automatically, or you can actually do a manual approval. I can't talk. Manual approval. So like, let's say in your fields that you're creating, they have to fill out. Maybe you want to make sure that if this is your coaching program, that they actually qualify as a good, a good client for you. Maybe you want to just have that, look over it and make sure that you can actually help them before you even approve the appointment. You can also allow subscribers to cancel their schedules, which is definitely important. You want to offer as much flexibility as possible. But if you do not want them to be able to cancel, you can click here. You can select to allow subscribers to reschedule their schedules, which of course is great. Again, it's all about the flexibility, but you don't have to let them if you have some reason why. You can just choose this option here. You can choose to display unavailable times, so it'll show as busy. I do like to do that, or you can just make those times hidden, and then they'll only see the available times. Okay, so now the scheduling time limit. This says here, I'm actually going to read this because I think this is new. It says this configuration is ideal if you have multiple hosts and each host performs an individual schedule. For example, if this is a group for beard cutting and in your barbershop and there are 3 professionals who perform this service, fill in the field below with the value, and thus it will be possible to receive 3 appointments on the same time, for 1 for each barber. Important, if you synchronize this group with Google Calendar, each event on your Google Calendar will be considered in the count. That is, it will not block the time permanently. Okay, so yeah, just like it said, if you did have a salon and you had 3 hosts, and this calendar was called maybe like perms, and you only wanted 3 perms to be scheduled for each time in this schedule, you could, that's what you would set up here. Okay, let me go back to that scheduling time limit. Or you could choose scheduling limit by email. So if you only want, for example, if someone is booking an appointment and you want to make sure that they can't book 2 appointments with that same email address, you could choose that here. How many schedules do you want them to have access to? Or you could say no limit. Okay, so for this particular reason, I don't really have a reason to limit the scheduling by email, so I'm just going to say no limit, and then we'll click save. So next, in the form fields, you'll see that we have group 1, group 2. So make sure when you're editing your fields that you definitely are paying attention to this, and you can actually create different questions for each group. Okay, so since this group is the one-time offer, I have a series of questions here. You can choose to have just a single line field, or you can choose to have multiple choice, or basically a box where they're going to enter maybe more than 1 line of text. And then they can actually have like the radio buttons where they just have 1 choice. Okay, so if you want to edit any of those, you just put your information here. You can choose short text, long text, check boxes, multiple choice, and drop down. You can make it required here. You can type in your answers here. You can add a new option just by clicking this button. And if you want to add a mailing boss tag, now we talk about this a lot when we're doing like the CRM, using the CRM, or using Mailing Boss. For example, if every time someone filled out this form, if you wanted to tag them with one-time coaching session, and then you wanted to set up a workflow and an email sequence to go out to the people who filled out this form, you could actually do that and have very specific targeting with your marketing. For example, if I wanted to, let's say that I launched this and I have this coaching program now, and I wanted to send an email to all of the people that I have just done the one-time coaching sessions for, and I wanted to set up an email sequence and have that, sent to them to promote the actual like coaching, then I could do that. So that would be a great example for that. In group 2, you see there's a different set of questions. Okay, so if they're applying to do the 1 hour, this is the questions they're going to get. And then if they're applying to do the monthly, then this is the series of questions we're going to ask them. Okay, so let me go ahead and cancel here. Next, we have the communication. So here again, you'll see there's group 1 and then group 2. In group 1, if we did not want to send a confirmation to subscribers, we could check this box here. But, I definitely am all about communication. So I definitely want to send a confirmation email to the people who have subscribed to this calendar, or the people who have booked an appointment. Okay, so you can actually click here and you have all of these tags that you can add to your email. You can choose the subject line here. You can add, different information here. You have any questions, and, you can customize all of this. You can choose to send emails to the hosts when new signups happen. So if, there's one host or 5 hosts, as soon as someone books an appointment, you can have it set up to send an email to all of the hosts. And then you can also have it send an email just to, actually it says, I want to receive emails for new subscribers. So you, as the creator of the calendar, you can choose to send or to receive emails when new bookings happen as well. So if this is your business and you're setting this up for your employees as the hosts, but it's your business and you want to be notified every time an appointment happens, even if you're not the host, you can still set that there. Okay. And so again, you can choose the same or totally different settings here for group 2. So down here in the reminders, again, you can see you can toggle between group 1 and group 2 and have different settings. So in group 1, maybe I don't want to send any reminders, okay? But I can choose yes, send reminders. And it says you want the system to send reminders if your calendar is a reoccurring calendar, gym, or event. Only reminders will be sent to the first date, okay? So do you want to send reminder emails to hosts as well? You can check that there. And then here is the reminder right now that it's going to be sent. So 1 hour before the meeting, they'll receive an email that says 1 hour to the meeting. Maybe you want to have one that says 5 minutes to the meeting. You could just create new reminder and then just edit this here. So again, you could say, 5 minutes to the meeting, and then maybe you want to have a different message here or whatever. You can choose the time that you want that to go out as well. So I'm going to actually just delete that because we don't need a new reminder. And then again, group 2, you could set that up however you want to. So moving down to email reminders. So again, group 1, group 2, can totally customize this. Do you want to use the default email sender, meaning the address? So that if you choose use default email sender, then you could choose this option here. If you did not, like let's say you are the agency and you have your default information here up in the calendar or in your profile of your booking app, but you don't want it to go to your agency, you want it to go to the business owner, then you could put their email here. Okay, so you can also choose the sender name as well and the reply to. And then, of course, you want to do that for group 2 as well. Okay, so I'm going to just discard. And then now we have automation. Here is where you want to, if you have not connected it to your main calendar, you want to connect this specific group to a specific calendar, you can go ahead and click here, and then you can actually choose which Google account do you want to connect it to and which calendar. Okay, so you can connect them to different calendars even inside the group. Okay, and then you just give permission. If you want to add a calendar, you can just choose these options here. So if I just wanted to have an additional calendar there, and then again, you could choose that for group 2. I keep reminding you about the group 1 and group 2 because you will need to, no matter how many groups you have, you will need to make sure that you set each individual group settings, okay? It's great to have the ability to customize, but also you do have to be aware that you do need to do that. Otherwise, you're going to have one group that's not set up correctly. Okay, so for group 1, we want to integrate it with our Zoom, and this is the account that we have connected, right? Group 2, if we didn't want to connect this one to Zoom, then we wouldn't have to, or we can connect it to the same account. Now, in the subscribe list, now you need to say, what do you want to do with the subscribers once they've booked an appointment? Okay, you can actually choose one of your lists here, or you can click here to create a list. And then once you've chosen the list, it'll be down here in the, like this little section here. And then group 2, again, you want to subscribe them to the list. You can choose a different list or the same list. You can create one. You can add some tags here if you want to. So lots and lots of options, okay? But you don't even have to add them to a list if you don't want to. But why wouldn't you, right? So let me go ahead and cancel out of this. And the next is the payment section. And like I said, it is coming soon. It's not available yet, but you'll see how super awesome it is. If you click to enable, you'll see select a billing model, right? So do you want to collect payment when attending, or do you want to use the super checkout option that we already have built in Builderall? So I cannot wait for this integration. That will be so cool. Now, what currency do you want to choose? And then you would put in the dollar amount. But this is, again, it's not available yet, so I'm just going to click not enabled. And then, of course, we want to choose the same thing for group 2. So I'm going to click cancel now. So that is how you set up your calendar. Okay, so now that I've gone through all of that, now let me show you when someone actually books an appointment. You can go to your calendars. Actually, I think it will go... maybe it'll be events. Okay, so they book an appointment with you. You will actually be notified in your Builderall back office, and your notifications here, it'll pop up just like these did. And you'll also be able to come here and you'll be able to see your meetings and run your whole day through your dashboard. Meeting will pop up here, and then if you click to view it, then it'll have all of the information from the form that they filled out when they booked, and then you'll be able to just click start meeting, and then it'll open up the Zoom meeting as long as everything is integrated. Okay. That is how you do the Zoom. So it automatically creates that link. It's not like you have to, you see that you have an appointment and then you have to then go to Zoom and do all of that. Okay. The cool thing too is it will also, like I said, it'll show up in your Zoom account. So if I go here to meetings, someone booked an appointment, it would show up here, and then I could just click start to start the meeting. So I could start it here, or I could start it here, or I could go to my Google Calendar and then I could see the event and then click on it. And then as long as I have Zoom integrated with my my calendar, then it will also have the Zoom link there too. Okay, so lots and lots of cool features inside this booking calendar, really unlimited potential, and it really looks great when used on the websites. So anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you got some value from this. I hope that I did at least a good enough job that you guys feel like you're comfortable to go in and create your first booking calendar if you have not yet, because this is one of the coolest features that we have in Builderall that's worth the money. Even if the subscription was just for the booking calendar, it's definitely worth the money. Okay, guys, like I said, that's all I have for you today. So I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Go build it with Builderall. Thank you so much for joining me for today's live training. Don't forget to text the word live to 1-317-623-4596 so you never miss a training, and click the link above or below this video to join the Builder All family. See you next time.